Hi, my name is Ethan Dunlap, and this is my interview project for Human Resources Management 1101, Section 3 with Professor Petrucci. Question number 1 is tell me about yourself. To start off, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be able to meet with you and discuss the opportunity for me, the possibility of me working for you as an air battle manager in the United States Air Force. To start off, I'd like to talk about what my passions are. My passion is people, specifically justice throughout communities of people. That's something I've always been very focused on and very passionate about. Every time I read articles in the Wall Street Journal about ISIS bringing terror to the Middle East, or genocide in Sudan, or corrupt governments in Venezuela and Honduras, it brings a sense of urgency to my heart that I want to bring forth and actually dedicate my life to tackling the injustice that's happening. And I learned that I had a passion for people at a very young age. You know, as it is in all cases, I learned my passions, my strengths, and my weaknesses in the home as a child. I was raised with two other siblings, one that was a year older than me and one that was a year younger than me. And through this, I learned, believe it or not, a lot of transformational leadership qualities. The transformational leadership qualities that I've carried on, that I've been able to grow and hone throughout my adolescence, my high school and college career. Excuse me. For example, we would all go out to the park every once in a while, and I realized very quickly that they both were different people, and to actually influence them both took individualized consideration. And knowing that my sister liked things a certain way and liked to be talked to very softly, whereas my brother responded better by having more man-to-man conversations type of things. And so these in different ways I learned a lot of transformational leadership skills as a child. And three skill sets that I like to focus on throughout this interview that I have that pertain to being an air battle manager also go along with my passion of people. And the skill sets are critical thinking skills and being able to discern through decision-making processes what the right way to go is and what the wrong way to go would be. Second skill set would be command and control, being able to influence people and understand how people respond, why they respond the way they do. And third, just general leadership skills and being able to influence and communicate effectively with the people around me. And so those are the different aspects of my life that I think are important. The second question is, tell me a significant accomplishment in your life. I'd like to focus on one of the most phenomenal leadership opportunities that I've been able to experience throughout my high school career, and that is this past year, the summer after my senior year in high school. I had the opportunity to work, excuse me, with the Civil Air Patrol. And the Civil Air Patrol is a civilian voluntary organization that is commissioned by Congress to do three things primarily, and that is emergency services throughout the nation, airspace education throughout its members, and then what I'd like to focus on right now is cadet programs, which is taking United States Air Force principles and character traits, qualities, and training, and implementing them in the youth of American culture. It takes kids from the ages of 12 to 21 and gives them the opportunity to develop leadership skills, communication skills, teamwork skills, and interpersonal relationship skills throughout their entire time in the program. And so every year we hold a week-long annual training, and we held them. Each state holds their own training session, where we have 1 week to bring cadets from all over the state and even all over the nation, really. We bring them all together. They don't know each other prior to the school. They come together and they have 1 week to learn all of these different skills, discipline, leadership, teamwork, followership, communication, interpersonal relationship, and the list goes on. And so this past summer I had the amazing opportunity to actually be the commander of this school. So I was directly responsible for planning, coordination, and execution of this school where we developed leadership in kids from ages of 12 to 21. And this past year we had about 250 students that I was responsible for. And one of the the primary task of commander of this school was all came in the year-long process of planning for the week-long school. I was responsible for hiring and training a staff of 30 plus cadets who were experienced and able and qualified to train the younger junior cadets. So I went through interviewing processes and selection processes, selecting the best staff members, figuring out what their strengths and weaknesses are, and placing them where they should be. And so these are different, challenges that came to me as commander. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is in developing these staff members who don't know each other prior to the school either, other than the training that I host for them. One of the things that I'm most proud of is when we met all throughout the year. We'd hold monthly phone calls, bi-monthly phone calls, and daily staff meetings at the school itself. We had it's a very intense school, and it's very stressful for all the staff members, including myself. And what I'm most proud of is there's a tremendous amount of task conflict, because there's always different ideas and different ways of going about different tasks. But we never let it spill into relationship conflict. And that's something that I think was very important and very vital to the accomplishment of our mission. And that's something that I take pride in all of the staff that worked for me this past year. Being able to say that they're all professional enough and dedicated enough to raise the task conflict, but minimizing the relationship conflict. And it's important. It's really a great thing to see. The third question is, tell me something you learned in class. So right now, currently I'm taking an organizational leadership and management class at Temple University in the Fox School of Business and Management. And I've learned a myriad of different things that are really pragmatic to the daily life of any organization at all. I've been connecting all of these principles I learned to things that I've actually experienced in the past, and it's a great class. But one thing I'd like to focus on is culture. Culture is so much more significant than I think a lot of people realize, and I didn't realize it myself until Professor Petrucci brought the points up, and I actually connected it to real life circumstances, where one of the most common reasons why any organizational movement fails is a misalignment of cultures. In other words, if you're hiring somebody, if their culture doesn't fit the culture of the organization, then it's not going to work out. Or if you're doing acquisitions and you're buying another company, if that company that the one company is buying, if its culture doesn't match the culture of the host business, then it's not going to work. So culture is very important, and it's something that needs to be at the forefront of every leader's minds, and even at the employees themselves as well. And in culture, and going off of that, bringing cultural change to an organization is a phenomenal aspect that's very challenging as well. It starts with the leader understanding and communicating an urgency for change, the need for change, and being able to inspire the entire organization to see the need that the organization has for change in the culture. And then to actually bring the culture itself. It takes unfreezing the current culture, and then realigning the culture the way that you're visioning it, the way you see it, and then refreezing the culture. And this process is very long and complex, but it always starts and ends with the leadership setting the example and following through all the way to the end. And so that's something that I've learned in the class that I'm definitely going to take with me, long after my college career. So I'd like to conclude by thanking you for your time again, and it was nice talking to you. I'll hope to hear from you soon.